And just like that, it's time for the next one. Chelsea welcome Nottingham Forest to Stamford Bridge for the first time in over a year. In fact, a year and just over a month. The one, the only, Callum Hudson-Odoi returns. We're aiming to continue our unbeaten run in all competitions. A clean sheet would be ideal. We're on a 5-game win streak in all competitions, and it's my birthday the day before the game. It's all happening. It is all happening, which would explain also why this video is going up a day earlier than it usually does. And with that said, we've got stats, we've got team news, we've got some predictions to get into, so please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. What a birthday it would be if I could reach 10,000 subscribers, or at least get close. At least get close. Head-to-head, Chelsea have won just one of the 4 meetings since Nottingham Forest returned to the Premier League in 2022, drawing 2 and losing 1 in that time. Forest are aiming to win consecutive away league games against Chelsea for the first time since their first 2 visits to Stamford Bridge in 1907 and 1908. For Chelsea have won 9 of their last 11 Premier League games, drawing 1 and losing 1 besides those wins. The Blues' 15 goals so far this season is the most of any team in the division. How on earth you explain that to someone watching Chelsea 2-3 seasons ago is beyond me. Jorginho getting, top goal scorer and all that. There have been 22 goals scored in Chelsea's 6 matches this campaign, the most of any Premier League team, whilst Forest's fixtures have seen the fewest with 11. So it might be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Is it going to be a high-scoring game or is it going to be a low-scoring game? History would tell you that it's going to be a high-scoring game once again. Since the start of last season, Cole Palmer has been directly involved in a league-high 43 Premier League goals, scoring 28 and assisting 15. Palmer has averaged either a goal or an assist every 73 minutes in the Premier League for Chelsea, the best rate of any other player in the club's history. Insane stats. Jadon Sancho could become just the 3rd player to register an assist in each of his first 4 games for a club since records began, after Cesc Fabregas for Chelsea and Chris Waddle for Sunderland. So it's a Chelsea thing. It's a Chelsea thing. For Nottingham Forest tally of 13 points from their past 5 Premier League away matches is as many as they had managed in their previous 27 combined. Forest could remain unbeaten in the 6 top flight away games for the first time since 1995. Their 18 shots faced this season is the joint fewest in the Premier League alongside Manchester City. And lastly, James Ward-Prowse has scored 2 goals and 2 assists across his last 5 league starts against Chelsea. Now, team news. As well as my predicted 11, of which it's got to be said, whilst fairly easy to guess these days, I feel like my win percent ratio is in this area has been fairly good as of late, almost identical to the starting 11, which I know we are. That almost it pays. It paints a picture. It paints a certain picture that we haven't seen from Chelsea in a while, and that is we have a predetermined or regular or a formed team that we are to come into on a regular basis. It's good to see routine. It's good to see a consistency. It also paints a good picture in the respect of injuries, of which we don't have any at the moment, besides the one and the only. Chelsea head coach Enzo Maresca has confirmed that his team have no fresh injury concerns ahead of the weekend. Carney Chukwuemeka was absent for the midweek European Conference League victory against Ghent through illness. It was through illness. He was initially meant to be in the team, or at least on the subs, or maybe even in the starting 11. But it remains to be seen whether or not that was going to be the case because he was ill the night before. Reece James remains sidelined, and Kellyman as well is absent, I believe. For Nottingham Forest can welcome back Morgan Gibbs-White, who missed last weekend's defeat to Fulham through suspension. Danilo and Ibrahim Sangare are long-term absentees. So that means that Callum Hudson-Odoi is almost a guarantee to feature to some degree. Now, in regards to our predicted 11, again, as I said, it's pretty much likely to be the exact same as we've seen. A few places I would say are very, very close to being up for, like, not contention, but being snatched by someone else. Number one goalkeeper at the moment is, of course, going to be Sanchez. Jorgensen, it's not bad. And the 2 goals he's conceded against Ghent weren't his fault in any capacity. But I feel like Sanchez has enough credibility. He's got enough credit. He's got enough tokens, so to speak, to keep playing the game. At least in the eyes of Enzo Maresca. Of course, with the absence of Reece James, we continue with Malo Gusto. Never a problem to see my man on the pitch. Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill are, of course, a guaranteed package. In the middle of defence, Cucurella on the left, or as much as I would love to see Renato Vega get a reward in the form of a Premier League start, it's just not likely to happen with what I was saying. Again, the form, the consistency, the regularity of this Chelsea side. And we were debating it the other day as to whether or not James just walks back into the squad because he's gone so often. He's been gone for a while now. And Gusto's doing well. He's doing well. Is it unfair to Gusto to just have James come back and it's a guarantee? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. Moving forward now, and we have, of course, Caicedo and Enzo. That's a given, much like the next person. And that is, of course, Cold Palmer. Cold Palmer, not cold Palmer. It just goes without saying. That 3 in the middle, lovely work. I still want to see more from Enzo. I'm liking enough what I'm seeing from Caicedo, but Enzo needs to do a bit more. Of course, it goes without saying that some of the passes that we saw from him against Brighton the other day were absolutely incredible. And if not for being offside, or if not for Palmer missing, or this or that, or anything else, it would have been on the score sheet to some capacity. It's not down to him that they can't finish their dinner in that respect, even though Palmer scored 4 goals. Do you know what I mean? It would still be nice to see Enzo doing a bit more in that regard and being paid the reward of being on the end of it, or giving an assist and all that sort of stuff. The position that I think is up for grabs is certainly not left mid. Sancho is a mainstay there for the foreseeable. But these 2 now are really what's up for grabs, and that is Jackson. I think still has quite a lot of credibility to lead the line in Premier League, but Nkunku just keeps slapping him in. And I know Jackson has been 2. I think it's 4 goals, 3 assists, or something like that in his opening 6 games. It's going to be a real tough one to incorporate Nkunku into this Premier League side because of what we've been seeing at the moment. It's just, the team's good. The team is good. Whether or not that is by means of, somehow taking Madueke out so that you can play Nkunku to a degree. I don't know if that, you'd have to change the formation, of course. And also Pedro Neto is banging on the door as well, is what I was going to say to begin with, was Madueke and Neto are certainly vying for that right-hand side position. Up top, and again, much with Nkunku, Jackson is the mainstay, like I said. And this is exactly what I mean. It's almost, if not identical to what it was against Brighton, in my opinion. There may be some random changes here and there, but I really doubt that. I think we are going for consistency. We're going to try and get as much of a regular squad together as we can. And for that, This is what I'm going with. Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Fofana, Colwell, Cucurella, Caicedo and Enzo, Palmer in the front with Madueke and Sancho on the wings, and Jackson up top. Would we see Carney Chukwuemeka on the bench this game? It's possible. It's possible, you know. Forest 10th at the moment. They've got 9 points out of a possible 18. You know, they've seen some high scoring games and also some not so high scoring games. I think they drew 2-2 to Brighton. They've recently lost to Fulham. At least in the league away from home, they are unbeaten for the last 5 games. They've won 4 in a row and then drawn their most recent away fixture against Brighton, as I said. So away from home, it's not terrible. Although before that, they went without a win for the 5 before then. So, or the 7 before then, actually. But predictions wise, as we close up for this one, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't carry on the routine of, I'm going to say 0-0. Because apparently what I do predict, the complete opposite happens. But I'm looking at these scores that we've put back, and it's 1-0, the last 5. 1-0, 3-0, 5-0, 4-2, 4-2. I'm going to go 4-2, boys and girls. I'm going to go 4-2. It's just got to happen again, isn't it? It's gonna happen. I do predict Hudson-Odoi is going to be involved in a goal for Nottingham Forest in some capacity. That's just a given. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments, your predictions, and please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. It's 10 o'clock. Have a good one. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.